Does your mouth move a lot when you speak? Welcome to My Voice Mentor, where you can subscribe to online voice classes to give your voice what it needs to captivate your audience every time. You know, one of my favorite movies that I grew up watching, it was one of my dad's favorites, is My Fair Lady. And it's a very interesting story about dialect and accents. And one of the characters in this was a project that these two kind of elite, kind of rude vocal masters, professors, whatever they were, they took on this project of taking a low-class person from the streets and basically said that they could transform her into a lady by simply changing her voice. Now, there was a lot about this movie that, you know, she ended up being the highest character person and they were relatively low character. But the point that the movie made was actually a good one, is that how people perceive you has a lot to do with the sounds coming out of your mouth. It's just a reality that we have to deal with. And so there's this famous scene in this movie where they're having her repeat a phrase. And that phrase was, and I'll do it in her first dialect, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Maybe you remember this. Maybe I'm bringing back some old memories, or simply dating myself. Probably a little bit of both. But you know, the first thing that the doctor did, he got a little irritated and he smashed her mouth together and said, now do it again. And she said, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. So this is one of those famous scenes in the movie, but there really is a principle there that can help all of us, because the reality is that a lot of what creates the wrong sounds in our voice is the shape of our mouth. And what we think incorrectly is that that my mouth is how I get good diction. So therefore, if I want to enunciate, I use my mouth to do that. Well, that isn't actually true. All of the articulation of your diction and the clarity of your voice does not exist in the mouth, but it exists in the tongue. So we need to focus when we're talking, neutralizing the face, almost like you just got back from the dentist and you're a little bit numb. Think about the way a ventriloquist is. You know, what's funny about ventriloquists is that their voice is actually clearer when they're like the other little puppet thingy, because they're having to articulate using their tongue only. You know, so I noticed that as a kid. I was like, why do they sound clearer because they have to actually use their tongue more. So I want you to take stock of your own voice and find out how much of your mouth are you using versus your tongue. Because if you get into the habit of articulating your words, whether sung or spoken, from the mouth, the tongue, and the teeth, you're going to be much better off in the long run. And so that's today's vocal tip. Stop moving your mouth. Keep it nice and still. See if you can do it. See if you can talk without moving your mouth.